What is going on, guys? It's Jake, aka StarCoding, coming at you with another video. But we're talking about computer science and computer science philosophy. And today we're talking about some sort of like meta programming. That's what I like to call it. It's not about programming a system. You can think of it as programming a system, but it's really about like module design and making computer modules, code modules for other developers to use. And this idea of abstractions and interfaces. Wow, that just sounds like some buzzwords. Every time I say the word abstraction, I just think like, Jake, are you like some like I just feel like a computer science PhD student who's like actually not working on code because it's like the abstractions, the interface. It's like I don't know. It's just like talking about stuff that meta programming without actually talking about the stuff that's working. But it's important, okay? Point is, abstractions and interfaces are damn well important, guys. They're damn well important. Why are they important? It is how systems and big complicated programs are made. If we want to do something that's more than just a hello world script, more than just a console app script, we got to do some interface design. We got to make some programming interfaces to talk to each other to accomplish big things. It's like one of those things where I can walk fast alone, but I can walk further together. That simple proverb just on code. If I have a lot of modules I can work with, we can do a lot of things. And this idea of interfaces and abstractions, although it sounds theoretical, is super important. And what do I mean by that? Let me see if I can pull up a whiteboard. All right, so we got the whiteboard pulled up. And when we're thinking about interfaces in our modules, what we're really going for is how can I define an interface? This is what this purple stuff is, an interface that maybe contextually is low. It's low in contextuality, like I only need to know this much stuff, but it can do all of this blue stuff. So the module itself is this entire entity right here. This entire entity is what a module is. And it's deep. It provides a lot of value, but I only have to know how the purple stuff works in order to get it to work. And you can think about this as generic as using Stripe on websites. Like, think about how easy it is to make a website with a payment structure. Thank you, Stripe. Y'all provide a great service. All I have to do is call this, like, API with some payment details, and boom, I get money. Super convenient, super nice. That was a breakthrough in online marketing and shopping. Think about the Windows API, the Windows operating system. The Windows operating system has an interface, and you can call into it and do operating system things. You don't need to know how to interact with the Windows event log. You can call, the Windows event query and get some of the log from there. You don't need to know how to render a object on the screen. You can call some sort of like graphical library interface and get that to work. So the interface allows the programmer to not kill themselves mentally. And I do mean kill themselves, dude. It can be you can pollute your mind with so much information depending on how many modules you have to get to work with each other. And by having simple interfaces, you can kind of make it a nice and seamless process. Going off of that, we're talking about this interface design and abstracting what is needed to be able to make something cool. There is a common problem where one defines the interface, especially people just coming out of computer science, those that program in Java perhaps, where when they're defining classes and modules, they'll make an interface like this, make a nice interface, and all it's doing is, you know, going about as deep as like there might be this much blue stuff to do, and the interface is just as big as the blue stuff. And it's like, well, what are you doing? Like, what are we doing here? We're not really adding too much value. What we're really doing is making a pass-through interface, where maybe there's some big system object up here that's calling this thing, and then this blue stuff is going, to like orange. That this right here is kind of a what they call like a pass-through interface. It's what you want to avoid. Is there a way to maybe get this to this? Yeah, there is a way to get that to that. And all you would do is have red call into blue and go into here. So maybe, you don't have to define this whole interface thing is all I'm trying to say. There's times to where you want an interface. There's times to where maybe, we can get away with not overdoing it. You can take it too far, is pretty much what I'm trying to say. So in all, we really just want to make interfaces that can mask a lot of functionality and make it simple for our users to use. If one can do that, that's a pretty well-defined module. Again, and I think the best example, and every time you look at this example and you talk about interfaces and abstractions, they're always going to talk about the Unix file system and how that abstraction works, because in Unix and Linux, everything is a file. And so you can open a file, you can read to a file, and you can write to a file. And there might be like one, and you can close a file. And just like think about how many different things are being abstracted at that level. One, you don't have to worry about the individual blocks that are being written to hard disk, which is pretty sick. You don't have to worry about like the memory from going to memory to disk. There's a lot of things that you just don't have to think about. You just write to a file. That's a great and beautiful abstraction that really makes computing and programmers, programming easy. That's what we want to do. We want to make programming easy. The interface in the module is not really about the end user. It's about the developer and the developer experience. Making great interfaces makes the developer experience better, which in turn makes the code easier to modify and easier to improve upon. And in the world of making programs that are, we're always in competition with other companies, with other programs. You want to have this nice interface and code abstraction layer figured out, so that way you can make those changes and be better and improve quicker than your competition. In my opinion, that's a good way to sell it to management. If you ever have to like make that argument of why we should, take the time to refactor a module. Hey, if we do this, our code, the way we develop code will be quicker, and it'll make us have changes and features quicker than our competition. So, yeah, with that being said, guys, just a quick rant, another quick rant. Today we're going over interfaces and abstractions, so I hope you enjoyed. Leave some comments below if there were some cool things about that there that you thought. So, peace.